Okay, so today we're going to cover identifying opportunities. Identify and recommend diverse suppliers to the organization's sourcing team or teams. Sourcing diverse suppliers, there are various methods for identifying opportunities for diverse suppliers. So, proposal process, there are 3 steps where diverse suppliers have an opportunity to be included in an RFX. Origination, supplier manager needs to match supplier diverse or otherwise to the requirements. Standardized items, a PO is all that's necessary. Low value items, a set of needs must be matched to the supply base. And for high value, customized parts must also be matched to the supply base. Qualification, once quotes are received, supply management may have to do some negotiating to resolve issues and settle on price. And then in negotiation phase, a simple negotiation will only take one person, whereas complex requires a whole team. Contract expirations, prior to or at contract expiration is an opportunity for supply management professional to review the organization's needs and to consider diverse suppliers available. New diverse suppliers may have become available during the term of the contract. And internal sourcing teams. Cross-functional teams are useful in certain situations. So when complex items are being purchased, when no function has the resources or expertise to source the item adequately, like possibly IT stuff, team members may have relationships with different diverse suppliers. Teams should only consist of needed functions. The most common functions required is after purchasing is engineering, or if you're doing IT sourcing, IT personnel. Referral process. Organizations can form advocacy groups within their industries to share their diverse supplier contacts with each other. So some supply professionals exchange information with each other. A single person manages the diverse supply-based database for entire advocacy group. And each organization should establish its own qualification process for diverse suppliers. Some of the information collected for the database should be things like years in business, type of business and classification, diverse classification, percentage of ownership, gross sales, and service areas. Current supplier capabilities, specific goods or services, former projects that are relevant, and references and certification compliance. Some organizations will provide capital to diverse suppliers that they feel are strategically important to them. And when working with diverse suppliers, the organization must clearly communicate its expectations in areas such as the organization's vision regarding diverse suppliers, plans for growth, distribution, and quality. So again, here's some third-party certifying organizations. They do a lot of work to certify the suppliers as diverse suppliers, so you can use the benefit of their work. Minority Business Enterprise, Women's Business Enterprise, LBGT Business Enterprise, veteran-owned and service-disabled-owned businesses, Disability In and Certified B Corporation. All these are good organizations that certify diverse suppliers. Diversity Support Organizations, and NMSDC is also one. Other organizations dedicated to diverse suppliers include the Asia Pacific Chamber of Commerce, the National Black Chamber of Commerce, U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Women's Business Enterprise National Council, Black Chamber for Commerce of California, Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce, and the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce. So state and local diverse business enterprise programs. Many states have diverse supplier business programs. So Texas has historically underutilized business program with a database of suppliers. As a for instance, global initiatives, often international economic development organizations, have programs to promote global supplier diversity. Organizations such as World Bank, Vital Voices, International Trade Center, United Nations, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, and Organization for the Economic Cooperation and Development. These all have supplier diversity programs. Here's some international resources: China Businesswomen Alliance, Canadian Aboriginal and Minor Supplier Council, Minority Supplier Development Council in China, and then one in UK, Supply Nation Australia, and South African Supplier Diversity Council. Supplier portals. So companies often establish internet portals to allow potential diverse suppliers to engage with them. These portals provide insight to registration process and serve as a hub of supplier information. Often the sites qualify that inclusion in the portal does not guarantee business, but they're entering all their data, address data and all that stuff instead of you doing it. It may reference that the company will leverage the portal when they need a product or service. Then there's matchmaking events. Matchmaking is a process which a diverse supplier can have a pre-scheduled one-on-one meeting with a buying entity to explore sourcing opportunities. The purpose of a typical matchmaking activity is to establish connections between diverse suppliers and purchasing decision makers, from corporations and government agencies seeking to diversify their supply chains. Form matchmaking teams consisting of supply management professionals and members of the supplier diversity leadership team. The team participates in brainstorming session to identify potential stakeholders, determine supply and demand needs. And diverse first-tier supplier needs usually include things like searching for methods to reduce operating costs, attempting to improve their image in diverse communities, incorporating supplier diversity initiatives in their own organizations, and seeking to form strategic agreements with select customers. The matchmaking team should allow participants to share information and resources. Typical event is set up in an audience presenter format. Results of the matchmaking session should be tracked and reported to management to justify future events. And organizations that assist in the matchmaking process are the NMSDC again, and then the Minority and Women Business Enterprises. Peer sharing and referral, regional affiliates of the groups from slide 6. If I can find slide 6. So regional affiliates from these groups, as well as local ethnic chambers of commerce, will often have committees and groups in which supplier diversity best practices can be shared. Industry groups allow supplier diversity professionals to meet with professionals from other companies in similar industries to share best practices. Currently, there are 13 industry groups in NMSDC. Some of them are these. And then sourcing team engagement. It's imperative that a company's entire sourcing team is aware of the diverse supplier qualification process. Such processes are a natural extension of all supplier qualifications and should be utilized consistently. Company policies and procedures need to be reinforced so the firm will gain the benefits of diverse suppliers. All right, some questions. Which of the following is least likely to be included in a diversity sourcing strategy? Evaluating existing versus new sources. Probably would include that. Determining availability of high quality potential suppliers, certainly going to put that in there. Investigating the need for alternative and backup suppliers, I said that would be in there. And evaluating the benefits of internet-based supplying searches. Probably don't need that. I would say it's probably D. If you're looking for a least. And D it is. All right, got one more here. If a supply management professional sets up an event with an audience in presenter format, providing a diverse supplier with an opportunity to present their products and services, they would in effect be doing which of the following? Forming goal setting and measurement, only indirectly. Establishing a matchmaking event, yes. Performing tracking and reporting results, no. Implementing diverse supplier certification, nope. It's got to be B. And B it is. Okay, summary. When an organization has established supplier diversity program with stated goals, diverse suppliers are highly regarded by the buying organization. Best practice research studies are a valuable tool for improving a supplier diversity program. The National Minority Supplier Diversity Council. Give me a couple minutes. Best practice studies are a valuable tool for improving supplier diversity programs, national minority, and then some more. I got to hustle up here. All right, questions. Questions. F2. All right, here's the questions. And answers are here. Oops, damn it. Come on. And answers. All right.